Hi guys, and welcome to my YouTube video. Okay, so as you can tell by the title, I am going to be talking about my birthing story and kind of what took place, kind of just what happened. So I am 10 weeks postpartum, and it's been going good. First 4 weeks kind of, but then after that, I was straight. Okay, so without further ado, let's jump into the video. I went 40 weeks and 5 days. I went 40 weeks and 5 days past my due date. So I went in Monday, or it was like August 15th, 16th. No, it was 15th. I went in August 15th, and it was just a checkup, just to see where I was. They thought that the baby had flipped. Like, since I was 30 weeks pregnant, she was head down. So we thought we were good, you know. She's too big to kind of flip. Well, that was my mindset. She's too big to flip, so I'm good. If she's head down, then we're good, right? No. So I went in, and my OBGYN was kind of feeling around, and it didn't feel like her head was down there anymore. So they scheduled me an ultrasound, just a quick ultrasound that same day, and come to find out, she was actually turned sideways. So they were like, okay, it's 50-50. She could either go back, or she could go back down, or she can just continue going up, and then she's head up. So we were like, okay. We went home. I tried to do a couple things. I looked up on YouTube things you can do to flip your baby. So I tried those, and honestly, I didn't feel her turning. I didn't feel her move, first of all. Let's just start there. I didn't feel her flip. I mean, yeah, I was feeling like elbows and, you know, knees and stuff like that, but as far as her whole body turning, and I'm little, so I didn't feel anything. So anyway, that following Friday, they wanted to schedule me the following Monday for my C-section, or, you know, just for my induction. So that Friday before the Monday I was supposed to get induced, they wanted to do an official ultrasound just to see where she was at, just to, you know, kind of get a game plan if I was going to have to do a C-section or if I could do natural delivery. So I go in that Friday. I'm thinking it's just I'm thinking it's just a regular checkup, y'all. Like, I had already had planned. I woke up, got dressed, kind of looked cute, you know. I was, you know, big, so I couldn't do too much. But no, I was gonna go get my nails done. I was gonna get my eyebrows done. I had it all figured out. I was gonna have a me day before my little one came, you know, the last hurrah, kind of, before becoming an official mom. So we go in for the ultrasound. Now, this is where it kind of got weird. So we go in, and usually the ultrasound tech, she talks to me through it. You know, she's like, okay, this is the head, this is the elbows, this is the, you know, like all of that. She wasn't saying anything. And I was just like, okay, you know, maybe she's just not in the mood today, right? So I'm sitting there for a good probably 40-45 minutes in silence. And she only said one thing. She was just like, oh, it looks like the baby did flip back down. So I'm like, okay, bet. I'm about to go home, or I'm about to go out and enjoy my me day after this. So she kind of finishes up measuring, doing all that, and then she hands me the towel and is like, okay, you can go ahead and wipe off. So I'm like, okay. Y'all, she turns the light on, and she was like, I'm not technically allowed to say this, but I'm just letting you know you're not going home today. And so I'm like, excuse me, like what? And she's like, they're not gonna let you leave. Your fluid is at a 1 and it's supposed to be no lower than a 10. So I'm like, oh my God, I'm about to give birth now. That's what I thought. So I'm like, okay. So she's like, so if you could just go to the waiting room. So I go in the waiting room, I'm calling my mom. My mom is like an hour and 15 minutes away, and I'm like, yo, you need to get here now. And so she's like, okay, well, you know, I'm on my way. So I called my dad, and I'm like, yo, where are you? Like, they're talking about delivering today. And he was like, you know, Kayla, I'm at work. I'm like, listen. I'm not a selfish individual, but I'm about to give birth to my first baby. I don't know what to expect. I need my parents. Like, I was so scared, y'all. I was calling everybody. Like, my aunt that's in Detroit, and I was in Ludington. That's like a 4-hour drive. Hold on, my little one. My doctor was like, Kayla, if they're not here within the next 8 minutes, like, I'm sorry, we gotta go. So I'm like, okay. So my dad didn't make it. He literally was like 2 minutes late, y'all. As they were rolling me down, my dad was coming up. Made me so mad. So anyway, okay. So I go down there. Let me tell y'all this process. I had no idea. Obviously, I'm getting a C-section, right? Okay. I had no idea what to expect. I didn't want to YouTube anything because I was originally scared to give birth as is. I didn't want to go through that. I didn't want to be in this situation, but here I am, 2021, giving birth. So I wanted to go in blind. So they rolled me down. First of all, it looked like a dungeon. It was cold as all get out down there. And it was just a bunch of nurses and surgeons and, like, you know, the caps, the gowns, gloves. And I'm just like, I'm about to die. Like, that was my first thought. I'm about to die. There's no way I'm coming out of this. So they had me sign forms, and when I tell y'all, it was a rush process. I didn't even get time to really even tell myself, like, you're about to give birth, because once I got up to the floor where, you know, you give birth, it was like, okay, take your clothes off, put this needle in, sign these papers, put the catheter in, do this, do that. And I'm just like, y'all gotta slow down. Like, I can't process everything. They're just like, we don't have time because your baby she don't have no fluid, Kayla. Like, we need to do this now. So I'm like, okay. So I get down to the room. I have to sign some anesthesia paperwork at this point when I'm downstairs about to, you know, go into the surgical room. So I go in, and you know, I always heard the stories like, oh my goodness, it's so painful to give birth. So that's what I'm knowing. So they put me on the table, and they were like, okay, we're gonna stick this needle in you. It wasn't an epidural. I forgot what it's called. It was just like a numbing. I really forgot what it's called. If I remember, I'll put it right here. But anyway, yeah, so they put me on the table. I had to lean forward. They're like, you can't flinch. Who can't flinch? I'm not very good with pain. So I was just like, y'all, you're telling me not to flinch, but I'm a flinch. Like, it's natural. Oh, mama. Okay, so I get put on the table, and I asked if I could hold somebody's hand. And they were just like, okay, yeah. So they put it in me. Honestly, y'all, that didn't even hurt. I'm really expecting to be just in tears, excruciating pain. So they put it in me, and it was just like pressure. Like, I mean, like a little pinch and then pressure, and then that was it. I didn't feel nothing. When I tell y'all, they were like, okay, go ahead and lay down. And I'm just like, dead body. Like, y'all telling me to lay down, but I cannot move. Y'all gotta help me. So they were like, okay. So they gently laid me down. My legs felt like bricks. I mean, I could not lift nothing. And you know, you try to see if you can move anything. No, nothing would move. Nothing worked down there. From my, I would say like right below my breast down, I couldn't feel not a thing. I was numb. So, okay. So they started draping, and you know, they kept poking, saying, can you feel this? Can you feel this? And I could kind of feel it. So I'm like, I mean, I know you're poking, but it's not like okay, that hurts, you know? So like, okay. So they waited a good 10-15 minutes before my OB came in. So then they were like, okay, can you feel this? Yeah, I could not feel nothing. I was dead. So they put a drape and like right over me on my chest, so I couldn't see anything. So I didn't know they were in me until someone was like, oh my goodness, that's a lot of blood. And I'm like, what? They were like, yeah, she's started already. Y'all, when I tell you it took 5 minutes, and then I heard, now mind you, my whole pregnancy, I was quiet. I wanted to make sure my baby was quiet, her cry was quiet. Like, I tried for 41 weeks, y'all, just to be quiet. As soon as they pulled her out, she started screaming, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, I'm not gonna have a quiet baby. Like, so they pulled her out, got her cleaned up. They brought her over to me. I got to see her. I wanted them to clean her off because it was just like, okay, yeah, oh, cute, now clean her. But I mean, I got to see her. She was crying, and then when they put her up to me, what was cute was she immediately stopped crying. So I was like, okay, this is mine. Like, this is my baby. So after they showed me her, they took her upstairs, got her cleaned up. It took them, I felt like it took forever, but apparently it only took like 10 minutes to sew me back up. I was talking to the anesthesia because it was boring. It was very boring. I didn't feel nothing. I really couldn't hear nothing. Maybe that was just me tripping. I didn't hear anything. Like the doctors talking across the drape. I didn't hear anything. So I was just talking to her. Then they were done. So then I had to go into a recovery room for about, it was like 45 minutes to an hour. So I'm down there, I'm talking to the surgical nurses, trying to make time go by. They're just monitoring, making sure everything is okay. So I finally go upstairs. I do not remember from the time I went from the recovery room to when I got back to my room upstairs. I don't remember I don't know how I got there. I just know that I made it there. And so once I did get upstairs, I saw my mom and dad. I'm like, oh, now y'all want to show up. Okay. So they were there. I saw my god sister. She was supposed to be there. Granted, nobody knew that this was about to happen, so she gets let off. So I see her and her husband. I think that was all who I saw at first. So I go in, and y'all, when I tell you the drugs they had me on, oh, I was feeling great, okay? So they were just like, you know, here's your baby, do you want to hold her? And I was just like, y'all can hold her. Like, y'all, I'll have my time. I'm in here for 3 days. You know, y'all can hold her. So they're holding her, and they're just like, Kayla, she's so perfect. She's so pretty. Whole time they talking, y'all, I'm on these drugs. Like, okay, I'm not worried about what y'all saying right now. Like, I'm feeling great. I just got out of a surgery. I'm ready to go to sleep. Like, y'all, I cannot stress enough. Let's just say I'm glad I don't do drugs, okay? Okay, so they're holding her, they're talking, and then my dad left. So it was just my mom and my god sister. They were talking to me. The nurse came in, asked me if I was breastfeeding or bottle feeding, of course breast. So they helped me with that. She latched like immediately. It didn't take nothing. So that was happening. I don't know, just my brother came in, saw her. Then my older sister came in and saw her. And that was really it, y'all. Like, it was just a rush process. I wasn't mentally prepared for it, but I'm really glad it happened the way it did. I did want to do regular, like, vaginal delivery, but obviously I was told once I was getting discharged that Monday, I was told that if we did wait any longer or even try to do vaginal, she wouldn't have made it. So I'm very grateful for, you know, my surgical team, my OB, and getting her out safely, and that she's here, because that 41 weeks was a long journey, and to just end the way it could have, oh, I would have been distraught. So I'm glad she's here. She's 10 weeks as of Friday, which is Sunday, so 2 days ago. But yeah, so that is it. I might do just the recovery video, how that went. If you guys are interested, if you are, let me know in the comments down below. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Let me know what y'all want to see. I am a mom. I'm a first-time mom. I'm kind of learning some tricks here and there with her. Nowhere near pro, so I'm gonna just take that off the table. No, but I have found some things that work for her that might work for your baby if you're a first-time mom. I mean, and even if you're not looking for tricks, if y'all just want to be, mommy friends, hey, I'm good with that. I could use them. We could share tricks, share stories, stress stories, whatever it is. I'm here for it. I'm open to it. So I'll link my social medias also in the description box, because if y'all do want to connect, I'm open to it. But yeah, so let me know what else y'all want to see, and I will post it. And we will see you guys in the next video.